So this week I want to talk about something that really hit home for me this week when I was looking at pictures from my phone, and it is the fact that things will never be convenient. In fact, there's a part of the Bible that says that a book that I like very much that says that he who watches the wind will never sow. Now, what does this mean and how is this personal to me? For those that know me personally, know that I juggle many hats. I have young kids, and the question is always, how do I do it? And one thing I've told myself and I've come to realize very early is things will never be perfect. It will never be convenient for you to get out and achieve your goals. It will never be convenient for you to sit down and put pen to paper on your dreams. You have to make the time and prioritize. Now, why am I speaking to this in terms of things not being convenient, or even the fact that it's important to get up and keep moving no matter what, is the reality of planning. I hear a lot of people say it as the year comes to an end, I don't have enough time to review my goals. I don't have enough time to think about what I want to do. I don't have enough time. Or sometimes I meet people in their 20s saying, oh, until I get married before I start to achieve my goals, until maybe I have that perfect career, before I start to achieve things. You know, it's funny, today I was looking at my phone and I was looking at pictures and I was saying how certain memories and certain things that I had the opportunity to experience in my children, it wasn't convenient. Maybe I was ill at that time, maybe I was going through a life crisis, but I chose joy. I chose joy and I chose to plan and be intentional about living. And that really is what I want you to go away with this week. As you move into the end of this year, be intentional about reviewing, what have I done this year? What am I going to do in 2020? You have to be intentional. Things will always be perfect because he who watches the wind will never sow. He who says, oh, when the weather is good, will never show up. He who says, when this is perfect, before I do it. Because guess what? Something will always be there to distract you. Something will always be there to rearrange what you are not doing. And this is one of the reasons why, for me, for instance, I'm going to share details, in my newsletter. For those that may not know, you may be in Canada, I'm hosting a networking event and a goal setting event. I want to be able to share tips with ladies that, are saying to themselves, it's time for me to change the dynamics of things. Regardless of how busy and how life is for me now, it's time for me to start to move things forward. And at the same time, some of you also know next year is a big year for me. I'm turning 40, but one of the things that has been a landmark for me is in my 20s, I was very intentional about not waiting until marriage or not waiting until career to begin to do certain things. And that is why I have achieved and I keep pushing myself. It's not convenient. I have days I wake up and I'm like, I'm not having it. I'm not doing it. But guess what? You have to show up for yourself. He who watches the wind will never sow. Prioritize and say to yourself, no matter where I am, just speaking of personal story, I remember when I started to rise up and take my health back. I was going through high blood pressure and things that I could never imagine, but I made a decision to say, he who watches the wind will never sow. What am I saying to you this week? You have to get up and you have to do it. Things won't always be convenient, but you owe it to yourself to get up. Don't watch the wind. Just say, look, what am I going to take back? What am I doing? 1 minute a day, 2 minutes a day. Recently, I'm writing a new book, and finding the time has been so hard for me. But guess what I've decided to do? 1 hour every morning, I am moving and I'm writing that book. 1 hour every morning is a difference maker. Guess what happens? By the end of the week, I've done 7 hours and the book is not where it ought to be. So if I'm looking for 7 hours in a day, I will never find it. But that is it. He who watches the wind will never sow. Things will never be convenient for me to write the book. Things will never be convenient for me to make this video. Hence why I'm sitting in the car making the video with you this week and not in my office. I want you to prioritize and say to yourself, I'm going to keep going. Things will never be perfect. But guess what? Life comes to those who choose to live. It's a choice. It's a choice. You choose what you want. Choose what you want in spite of what you see. I'm not downplaying that sometimes you may have challenges. Yes, recognize that. But don't wait for the wind to be perfect. Don't wait for things to be perfect. You have to keep going and keep striving. My message to you this week is stay planning, stay thinking. Things won't always be perfect, and don't watch the wind, okay? Have a fantastic week, and I want to hear from you. I want to hear from every single person. I do this because for me, I want all of us to win together. God bless you. Have a fantastic week. Bye.